I don't know, guys. I don't know. To be completely honest with you, that is really disappointing. My grandmother's toenails are probably sharper than this. Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's Wes. I am Midgard Axe, and today I am bringing you the CRKT Freyr axe. CRKT was founded in 1994. Their main headquarters is in Oregon. If you go onto their website, you'll see a lot about what they're about, okay? Their story, it goes into what they do, tools, knives, axes. They got a lot of retired military and previous vets who come in and do a lot of design work for their axes and knives and stuff, which is really cool. I do enjoy that, guys, being prior military. I think it's really cool that they bring those guys in to give their opinion on some of this stuff. And they boast a lot about their next level quality. If you go on there, you'll see that they're always talking about pushing the limits in fit, finishes, and design collaborations. They do collaborate a lot with other people, like I said before, vets and stuff, which is really cool. They offer premium lines, they offer budget lines. Some people like it, some people don't, you know, just like every manufacturer that makes stuff. Some people love it, some people hate it. But for the most part, they make pretty good stuff. But if you want to check their website out about who they are and what they're about, I've kind of already done that. It's actually pretty decent. They do a lot of stuff for the community, at least from their website. They do a lot of community stuff when it comes to, you know, different organizations and charities and things, so it's pretty cool what they do. So check it out if you got the time. I'm gonna throw some pictures up on the screen of this Freyr axe. Freyr. And no, it does not come with a chariot that can be folded up and put into a bag. That would be kind of cool, huh? If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, if you go do a little research on Freyr, the Norse god, he had a chariot. They all had chariots. Thor had one pulled by goats. Freya had one pulled by cats, and he had one that could fold up and be put in a bag. Kind of cool. Anyway, so if you go onto the website, I'll put some pictures up now of this axe before I get into it. It goes over the information on this axe, that it is a, which is kind of cool, it's a black magnesium phosphate finish on the head, which is really cool. It's a 1055 carbon steel, so it's basically the same steel that you got on the CRKT Berserker axe. And it says on here that it provides durability and edge retention, which I will say, guys, that the Berserker that I reviewed, the edge did hold very well on that. So this guy, Elmer, who designed this axe head, donated his part to the Green Beret Foundation, which was really cool. They boast on here about the axe head and how it came from the Vikings, and the deep beard echoes Viking style. Hurrah! Okay. Which is kind of cool. They go over that, and they also call it in here too. They also call it a tactical axe. Okay. Don't know about that, but okay. A good majority of their knives are made in the USA. Some are made in Japan, Taiwan, and China. But all of their axes, from the source that I gathered online and the information that I got, all of their axes are made in Taiwan or China. This is my first time holding it in my hand and going over the stuff with you guys. So let's go over specs. Online it says that the blade length is 4.5 inches, or the bit length is 4.5 inches. And I got 4.5. You got 4.5 inch bit, okay? Also online it says that the overall length of this is a little over 16 inches. So let's measure this thing and see what we got. Almost 16.5, just short of 16.5 inches, okay? There's nothing on there about the head length, but I'm going to give you guys that anyway. And the head length on this is coming in at 5.5 inches. And I'm going to bring out my trusty scale here, because on their website it says it weighs 1.79 pounds. Alright guys, so on my scale, I've got 1 pound and 13 ounces, which is almost 5 ounces heavier than they claim that it is online, which isn't a huge deal. Like you guys know, I'd rather have an axe that's a little too heavy than too light. Okay, so now we've gone over the measurements, we've gone over everything. Let's get into what I actually think about this axe. Okay, so let's just start from the top and work our way down. You do have 2 steel barrel wedges in there at the top, okay? And it does look like they used a hardwood, probably a hickory wedge to go in there. And that's a pretty thick wedge, guys. They did splay it out nicely on top. It's proud, but it's not as proud as I do, but it is hafted proud, okay? I mean, it's there. The seatment on top is nice. I don't see any gaps. They ran the wedge all the way to the front and the back, so there's no gaps on top, okay? And like I said before, of course, guys, I like the beard design. I really do. I will tell you guys this. When I looked at this thing online, I kind of thought it was going to be a little bit bigger. When I got it in and I opened it right before I started this video, I was like, man, this thing looks a little smaller. Not a huge deal, but it was something that it kind of just, it looked a little bigger online when I got it in my hand. And then I was like, man, this thing's a lot smaller than what it looked like online. That's what she said. And of course, guys, I love the design. I like how it swoops up. You know, it's a typical Viking pattern with the long beard here. It's got the lugs, the pointed lugs in the back. Guy has a nice shaped pole in the back. It doesn't say anything online about this pole being hardened, so I wouldn't go smacking it real hard on anything real hard. But, you know, it doesn't say anything about that. But you do have something back here you could use for maybe some light whacking. Getting into the bit, guys, I will tell you this. Can you hear that? Dull as a freaking spoon. I will say this about it. I'm a little, this kind of irritates me just a hair. And the reason why is because it does have a nice cutting profile. It's nice and even up there. I mean, from the top down to the bottom, the grind is even. CRKT at least put a little bit of an edge on there for us. I mean, some people might buy this and take it right out and try to use it. And you're not using this thing right out of the box, at least not this one. I will say this. I haven't thrown it yet. That'll be the second video. I'm not a big fan of how high this thing is sitting. I would have liked this thing to have been at least down here, right above the shoulder. I mean, that's sitting real high above the shoulder. But, you know, that doesn't mean anything technically. I prefer my axe head sitting on the shoulder, but we're going to throw it and see what happens. Getting into the fitment down here at the bottom, okay, we do have a little bit of space on either side, and there is some space in the back, but it is very, very minor. Do get a nice Tennessee hickory handle, and I do like the stain that they used on here. It's actually pretty nice. It doesn't have any type of clear coat varnish on it, so thank God. And guys, putting it in my hand, it is a little on the thicker side, but it's not bad at all. If you got bigger hands, this thing will probably fit you really well out the gate. It fits me pretty well. I would like it to be a hair thinner, but I can deal with it. As far as the head being hafted on straight, guys, it is hafted on pretty straight. There is a slight kick like this. It's not bad at all. I can deal with it. It's not bad. You do have a little bit of a hook down here at the bottom, which isn't too bad, guys. It actually gives you a nice feel down there for throwing. You guys know that I don't like flared knobs, and we don't have a flared knob. I don't mind hooks as long as they're not really drastic, and this is not a drastic hook, so it actually does feel pretty good in the hand. If you guys haven't watched the previous video, go back and check that one out. I'm actually pretty good at doing this. Usually can put axes in my hand and kind of just, you know, mess with the weight a little bit and kind of get an idea of what I think, and then just kind of like, and I'm actually pretty good about determining what an axe is going to do. All the weight, guys, is literally in the front here, okay? As you can see, this thing is huge. It comes down really far. There is a little bit of weight back here in the pole, but it is pretty bit heavy, okay? So all your weight's going to be in here. I will say that I don't think I'm going to get any wobble out of this one because of that bit being so big and it being so long. I actually am going to make a prediction and say that this thing is going to fly pretty decent. I think it's going to fly really well, and I think I'm going to be able to throw this one for distance really well too. But that's why you come back for part 2 to watch me throw it and give you my ultimate opinion on this thing and see if this thing holds up and see how well it flies, and I will give you my honest opinion about everything. I will throw it and we'll see how the seatment works, if the head still stays tight, and I'll give you my honest opinion about how it flies and if I would recommend you buying this or not after I test it and throw it. This will be a free giveaway, guys. I'm going to give this one away too. As long as it holds up, I'm going to give it away. So come back for the third part. Second part's going to be throwing. Third part's going to be me going over the reviews of other people and what they've said. That's kind of a funny video I do. And in that video, I'm going to announce who won the Ace of Spades. And then I'm going to give you guys the parameters on how to get in on this giveaway. So Thanks for all your support, guys. We're kind of growing up there in subscribers on YouTube, so thanks. TikTok's doing really well too. So come back, watch part 2, and guys, just so you know, all my giveaways are done on YouTube, okay? So come back, watch part 2 of me throwing this, and I'll give you my final thoughts on it, and then we'll get into part 3 about the giveaway. So until next time, guys, see ya.